What is good, Raider Nation? It's your boy Raider Alex back with yet another video for you guys. Anybody that's new to the channel, you guys love Raider related content just like this, make sure to like, comment, subscribe to the channel. With that being said, let's jump right into the topic of this video. Some big news has just happened throughout the last 24 hours that really impact the Raiders' future plans when it comes to the offseason. First, we got the bombshell last night that Chris Jones has officially signed a contract extension with the Kansas City Chiefs, so he is officially off the table for the Raiders. Kansas City was always viewed as a favorite to ultimately land him. It is a little bit disappointing, but at the same time, the Raiders still have a good chance to rebound from this. They still got two good options in Leonard Williams and Christian Wilkins, so hopefully they prioritize that during free agency. The Seattle Seahawks general manager also came out and spoke about Leonard Williams, saying that it will be a priority for them to bring him back. So there's definitely going to be some competition for the services of Leonard Williams. And with Chris Jones being off the table, Christian Wilkins is very likely going to be one of the most coveted defensive tackles in the free agency market. So it's not going to be easy, but hopefully the Raiders can address this position group in free agency. Those are the top two guys left. I think both of them would be great fits for this defense. And another thing that just happened was this morning, it looks like the New England Patriots have officially traded away their former first-round pick quarterback Mac Jones for a 6th-round pick going to the Jacksonville Jaguars. And I think this definitely changes the trajectory of our offseason when it comes to potentially moving up in the draft, especially if you were hoping for us to draft a guy like Jayden Daniels, who very likely will be drafted in the top 3. And it was always kind of viewed as New England Patriots potentially being the landing spot, the trade partner we could match up with, because we weren't really sure what direction Jerod Mayo was going to go with in his franchise. Was he going to try to secure the franchise quarterback immediately, or would he be open to stockpiling on draft picks? And that's potentially where the Raiders could have came in and moved up to the number 3 position. But with the Patriots moving on from Mac Jones, I think it's clear as day they are going for a quarterback at 3. So I think it's going to be very, very difficult for us to move up with them, because with them not having Mac Jones now, they're gonna have to address that quarterback situation. They're gonna have to draft somebody, and if they trade back with us to 13th, well, they run the risk of not getting the guy they truly want. So the Raiders potentially trading up for a Jayden Daniels definitely got a lot more difficult in my opinion. I see it being very hard for Washington to trade back as well, and the Chicago Bears I think ultimately are gonna go after a quarterback. We'll see what ultimately ends up happening with the Justin Fields situation, but I have a good feeling he will get traded. If I had to give a prediction, I think he's going to get traded to the Atlanta Falcons. And if that happens, you know for sure 2 of the 3 teams in the top 3 are going quarterback, and the Washington Commanders too. I think it's almost set that they're going to take a quarterback too. So it's very difficult for the Raiders to move up to the top 3 after this whole situation with Mac Jones. I don't want to say it's impossible, but it's going to take a whole lot of draft capital to make it happen, more than likely. So when it comes to the Raiders and the quarterback market in the NFL draft, I think more than likely we're either going to stay at 13. If we do end up trading up, maybe they trade up a couple spots, but more than likely if those top 3 quarterbacks go off the board, then from picks 4 to 13 is going to be very interesting, because will other teams begin to panic and start trading up to get a JJ McCarthy, to get a Michael Penix Jr., to get a Bo Nix? I don't know. And when it comes to all those quarterbacks, I think the Raiders got to do their best to get one of those guys. The way this whole situation is kind of panning out, it seems like Michael Penix Jr. might be a good option for us. It seems like his draft stock has kind of tapered down. He's a guy that more than likely will be there at 13. And some people have even made the argument that he may fall to the 2nd round. Ultimately, I don't think he's going to fall to our pick in the 2nd round. I think best case scenario, we would have to trade up to the early 2nd round, or possibly the later half, the back end of the 1st round to get him. But that's definitely not the worst option it's something to definitely keep into consideration. Not the best news. I mean, in a perfect world, I would love to see Jayden Daniels suit up in that silver and black, but as I mentioned, it's looking a lot more difficult now. The quarterback position does need to be addressed, and ultimately we'll just see what ends up happening this week at the quarterback spot. Do they ultimately end up making that move for Russell Wilson? It's definitely going to be a tricky situation, because if you don't sign Russell Wilson, then you're more than likely going into the draft being a little bit desperate at the quarterback spot. So if you ever try to trade up, I mean, teams are more than likely going to up the price on you because they know we want a quarterback. But at the same time, I'm not a fan of just signing a guy to sign a guy. You got to make sure Russell Wilson is the right fit for this team, for the culture that Antonio Pierce is instilling. Yes, he is a very talented player. He's a modern day NFL quarterback. He has a track record. He is a Super Bowl champion, but there's been a lot of reports claiming that Russell Wilson is like this type of prima donna, that he's got this huge ego. And if that's the case, I mean, that's not really going to mesh well with the team. You don't want him messing up the locker room. But there's no doubt, when I look at the free agency market, Russell Wilson is the best player available. I don't even think you should look at a Kirk Cousins. But ultimately, let's just see what happens this week in free agency. Depending on what players we end up signing in free agency, what positions we fill, will give us a good indication on what we need to prioritize in the NFL draft. But Raider Nation, let me know what you guys think in the comment section down below of the latest news. Do you guys think the Patriots trading away Mac Jones makes it that much more difficult for us to move into the top 3? Let me know in the comment section down below. But with that being said, Raider Nation, that's all for you guys in today's video. Anybody that's new to the channel, you guys love Raider related content just like this, make sure to like, comment, subscribe to the channel. With that being said, I will see you guys in the next one.